If you want to discover the secrets of what elite entrepreneurs and marketers did to achieve the next level of success, then this channel is definitely for you. Hey, I'm Daniel Das, and I'm the coach and founder of Voice Warriors, and I just want to thank you for clicking on this video. Voice Warriors Radio is where we interview these experts about their secret frameworks, strategies, tips, and how we can implement it right away in our lives and business. So stay tuned till the end of this video because I have an awesome gift that I would like to give to you. Enjoy, and I'll see you in a bit. So, as you know, she has crushed the stage in FHL 21 and she's blowing up with virtual events like never before, right? She's a best selling author and a business coach specializing in high ticket sales, right? So, she is on a mission to help people charge what they are worth. I like that, right? And have fun and crush it with high ticket sales. So without further ado, let us put our hands and let's welcome to the stage, Eileen Wilder. What's up?
What's up, Daniel? How are you? Good to see you,
Woo!
my friend.
Because I know that you are right now crushing it with virtual events and so on. Could you
Mhm.
just tell a little bit about yourself and your backstory and how you got started with virtual events?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I was in ministry actually for 20 years. So I was a pastor in a local church in Washington,
Amen.
D.C. I know. So amen. Yes, right. Then I had the privilege and honor of going to an event. And that one event changed my life. It was Funnel Hacking Live. I saw Russell Brunson on the stage and I learned that I could not only go save the world, but I could save the world and make money. And I was like, what is happening? I was so excited and so on fire. So I dove into a high ticket program, changed my life forever. And I just became like addicted to serving people through selling, serving people through speaking, and serving people through stages. So that's what I've helped. I have the privilege of helping many of our clients do 6 and 7 figure days now. And I just have so much fun doing it, Daniel. And I'm pumped to share anything I can with the audience today. I'm so pumped.
That's awesome. I'm really seeing what you're doing, and you're also doing the 5 day challenge and leading
Yeah.
people into even a deeper version of the virtual events and teaching people. Because I was one of the participants there,
Yeah,
remember?
I
And
know.
and wow, it was so great. So, what was your pivoting moment? As you
Mhm.
know that we are voice warriors, right? Our tribe. What
Yeah.
was that pivoting moment you knew that you have discovered your voice?
Oh, wow, that's such a good question, Daniel. I think it was when I started my very first podcast. I was really nervous to go on video. It was very intimidating
Mhm.
for me. I don't know what it is about getting out there. I don't know if any of you watching or listening have ever had this experience where it can be, you almost feel like something's in your throat. Like you're like, you have a
Mhm.
voice, you have a message, but it can be very scary raising that voice. And so the first step I started was a
Exactly.
podcast, and I remember hearing feedback, Daniel, from I didn't think anybody was listening to it, which was like actually kind of reassuring. But I started hearing people write into me and say, I was so encouraged listening to this podcast episode. And that was a light bulb moment for me, Daniel, because I realized that there are people out there who need what you have. And it's
Mm.
almost like they're assigned to you. You know, Jesus said, like, my sheep hear my voice.
Ooh.
But like your sheep or the people who are assigned to you can't come to you unless they hear your voice. So I became aware, and maybe many of you have thought, like, I don't know if anybody's listening or this even matters. You know, you press record, turn the camera on, like you just don't, you can start to feel like, does any of this really matter? But I'm just here to tell you, there are people listening and there are people watching you that you don't even know they're watching you. You don't even know they're listening to you. And it's so important not to withdraw, not to hold back, not in this day and age, because there are far too many people who need what you have that we just can't be silent anymore. You know, there are people out there like crying themselves to sleep because they don't have your product, your service, your voice in their ear, encouraging them to
Wow.
crush it, go another day. So Everyone listening, raise
Wow.
your voice. Raise your voice. Go, go, go.
Yeah, we are going crazy town today, I guess.
Crazy
Yeah.
town.
I love that. I love that word from you, especially.
Oh,
So, I
good.
mean, with that being said as well, I mean, because when we all started off, and especially going into virtual events and so on,
Mm,
I remember that you had this post or this video on YouTube, and you shared this thing
mm.
called, the internal insecurities
Yep,
is not market reality, right?
yep,
And you also shared that confidence comes from competence.
yep.
Could you just share on the mindset behind that even deeper?
Yes, 100%. So this great quote from Brendan Burchard is, "Your internal insecurity is not market reality." And what that quote did for me, Daniel, like, have you guys ever felt like no one will ever pay me for this? Or like no one
Mm,
will ever buy this thing? Like, and you start to think that internal story, right, is like reality. But what I found was there are so many high ticket buyers, so many people wanting your service that we all don't actually have. The reality is we all don't have time to go get them all. That's the actual reality. So we want to ask ourselves the question, how quick can I change that story in my mind to go, the market
mm,
reality is people would love to buy your stuff. People would love to jump into your service. Like, that's the actual truth. So I think the mindset shift is understanding that there are 7 billion people in the world, and there's more than enough for all of us to have more than enough with more than enough left over. So
wow.
catch that abundance mindset will empower you to just get out there. Just get out there, sell your stuff. Don't let the insecurity the story that you're telling yourself that exists only in your own head, don't let that hold you
Mm,
back. Like, get out there, and I just challenge you. I just encourage you. If you do, you will find what I have find is there are so many high ticket buyers. You don't have time to go get them all. Like, we're having trouble, Daniel, keeping up with all the people that want to give us money. That's like the thing. And I'm just telling you,
wow.
that's how the market is. So just get in that game quick as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. I mean, and a lot of times, I mean, we as entrepreneurs, or most entrepreneurs, are so worried for the fact of
Mm.
another entrepreneur is stealing my customers, or
Oh,
or
yeah,
another one, and it's like touching one another, and we have to get out of that mindset, like you said,
yeah.
right? Because there's 7 billion the people in the world, and like Russell
Mhm.
Brunson, like yourself, you haven't even reached that million people mark yet, and there's still so many people to serve. And exactly what you said. It's so true. So true.
And there is no competition if you really think about that. Like, nobody can do what you do, Daniel. Like, nobody can do voice wire warriors like you do it.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
nobody, and everyone listening, like, no, and everybody watching, like, nobody can say it like you say it, deliver it like how you deliver it, assemble the team and curate the offer and with the messaging that you have, your story. So if you really think about it, I actually feel that competition is just a story as well that people have in their minds. That
Wow.
competition isn't, because it's like, how could a snowflake compete against another snowflake? Or how could a tree compete
Mm,
against another tree? It's just like, we're all here, we're all created. There is, and I feel like there are people assigned to you that are not assigned to me. So I
mm,
feel that that enables us to go, we can go as loud as we can, and the people that are assigned to us are going to come to us. And so what's meant for you is going to come to you, and what's meant for me is going to come to
mm.
me. So we can all just have fun and go out and make a whole lot more money. High five your neighbor and say, that's
Have
me.
fun. And if you guys aren't taking notes, please get your pens and paper right now, or your notepad, or whatever it is to get those notes now, because Eileen is sharing awesome golden nuggets today.
Thank you.
Thanks for that, Eileen. And so with all these, right? And when someone goes into, or when they create a virtual event, what
Yeah.
is the number one mistake most entrepreneurs
Mm.
make when they launch their virtual event? Could you
Ooh,
share that?
I think the number one mistake, Daniel, that people do is they teach too much. I think they teach too
Mm,
much. I think that we've been grown in American school systems through this model of like just a teacher in the front of the room talking and college professors. And so
mm,
we think that that's what people want. But really, what people want is more speakers that will engage with them. have a conversation with them that
Wow.
will unleash their energy. That is actually what audiences want. And I didn't realize growing up in church, our church was so fabulous about that, Daniel. Like we used to have speakers and preachers that would get the audience so excited. Some of the people in the middle of the message would hop up to their feet or clap their hands, or some of them would wave their hand and say amen. And some people,
Preach it.
yeah, they'd run, some people would even run around the church. They were so excited. And I grew up loving that environment. And I didn't realize that in other events that they didn't do that. And so we started doing that, Daniel, in our events. And Joe, my business partner, we started speaking like that. And we just found people love to have engagement. And so the more that we find speakers can engage the crowd and not just teach the whole time, that the audience has more fun, they learn more, and that they walk away going, that was awesome. So what we love to empower speakers just to have fun, Daniel, like literally just to get up there, be themselves, have fun, loosen the crowd up, engage the crowd. And we find that everybody learns more and makes more money and just has an incredible time. So we love our events to be sort of transformational in that way. We would encourage anybody listening who's a speaker, just have more fun up there.
Wow.
People love it more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so true. I remember you said this once as well. You loved your event to be transformational more than transactional, right?
Yes.
And that's deep.
Yes.
That's
I
really deep.
think events are the most transformational. Have you found that, Daniel, that events have transformed you? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely,
cool.
definitely. So many events, and Joe is doing a great
Yeah.
job. He's like a hype master in all your events, and he gets people like it's like when I was in church, back in church as well. You know, people would go, "God help the preacher, please
Yeah.
come on." Now.
If I could get a little help in here on a Sunday morning, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's so true. I mean, like getting the engagement with people, and
Yep.
I noticed some events as well, where you go into, it's purely on the speaker's part rather than engaging with the audience and getting the
Yeah.
audience to answer and feedback and so on.
Beautiful.
And that's so true. Yeah, that's really true. So with that being said as well, what is one cool strategy that you always do in a
Mm.
virtual event that
Ooh.
will help elevate the engagement in it?
Yes, Joe and I love, Daniel, too. In the beginning of the event, we practice Newton's laws of thermodynamics, like an object
Wow.
in rest will remain in rest unless acted on by an outside force. But an object that is in motion will remain in motion unless acted on
Hmm.
by an outside force. So we love to get the crowd in momentum less
Mm.
than 10 seconds into the event. So I'll tell you tactically what we do, but the principle is this. If you can get the audience in motion and in momentum from the beginning of the event, they will actually take more action on whatever it is that you're training on in the event, whether it's go do this or go start this or go comment this or whatever. They'll already be in motion, so they will immediately take massive action after that event. So that's one of the
Yeah.
ways we can get people moving and transformed, is just simply by starting the engagement right at the top of the event. What we love to do, Daniel, and tactically, is we start to, go ahead and drop a yes if you agree with blah, 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 blah. So we'll ask kind of a
Mm.
universal question or universal statement, and we'll start getting the chat, especially in virtual. This is how you have to get people engaged, is in the chat. We'll also, Daniel, have people like, wave your hands at me if you agree, or wave your hands at me if you find that to be true. So we get everybody in motion,
Yeah.
right away. And we find that the crowd just loves it. It can feel a little like, if you haven't done that before, it can feel a little awkward maybe at first, people who haven't really engaged in
Mhm.
that. But once you get it, the audience loves it. They're like, ask
Wow.
me to do something. They want someone to unleash their energy. That's what they want.
Wow. And so, yeah, I totally understand that, you like really get the people to engage and,
Mhm.
move. And because I feel if you do that as well in the 5-day challenge of yours,
Yes.
right? I'm
Yes.
sure you do that as well.
Yes, we
Yeah.
yeah, we do that in our 5-day challenge, all of our trainings. We're doing that in any situation, Daniel. In any situation that we're talking to people, we are looking to get engagement, ask questions, get people in the chat. Like if you're watching this right now, or if you're listening to this, you can like play along. Drop a yes if you're just having fun. Like drop a yes. Like give me a yes if you're just having fun. Like you want to raise your voice. You want to have a movement. You want to like you want people to buy your stuff. If you want people to buy your stuff, drop a yes in the chat. We'll do stuff like that all
Yes, we
day
have
long.
yes. We have yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Leslie. That's right. Yeah, like that's how
Woohoo!
the crowd like has more fun and will take action on whatever you want them to do at the end of the event.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, like really, you start to build that momentum, and when it comes to the end, it becomes easier for them to
Yes.
say yes or put up their hands and take the
Yeah.
offer that's at the
Yeah.
end.
Right.
Right. That's that's so true. That's so good.
So
That's so good.
fun.
And so with all these virtual events that you have done, could you just share as well if you had to start all over again with
Ooh,
virtual events, right? In
okay.
with today's tool, with
Mm,
all those time constraint and other factors, what would you do differently? What would you
oh man.
change, tweak, or edit, or would you just leave it as the same?
No, I would do this is exactly
I'm
what I would
sorry.
do. The Zoom has changed everything, the game. Like live events are 9,000 times harder. Hosted them, but Zoom has just changed the game. So if I was starting all over, Daniel, this is exactly what I would do. I would have a 4-hour masterclass every Friday. I would do a mini
Wow.
virtual event. We call them pop-up events. I would do one every week. Why? Because I would learn to become more awesome quicker. Like I would learn to speak better, engage an audience better, make an offer better. There's this word and it's frequency. If you increase the frequency, the
Mm.
reps, the practices, if you increase, becoming a better speaker is just a matter of practice because it's just a skill. Ooh, it's just a skill. Like if it's just a skill,
Wow.
like doing a small virtual event every week, you could do 6 figures every time with a small
Wow.
audience. I had 12 people, Daniel, my very first event when I did 6 figures. Is there anybody here
Yeah.
that could like,
100.
yeah, like we do 108K. That's what we did.
143, right? Oh, 108K. Yeah, that's cool.
108. I
That's
did
cool.
108 my first event. Yes, and then another event I did 143. That's right. So
43.
small rooms, small. It's like Zoom. It just is easier than you think it is to do 6 figures in a Zoom room once a week. Fastest way to $1 million a
Wow.
month,
Wow.
$1 million a year. That's it right there.
Love it. I love it. I mean, just now, what was the question you wanted to ask just now? How many of you are so sorry to cut you right there?
Oh yeah, well I was gonna say, how many of you think you could bribe some people like I did, like 12 people to get in a room? Like I was like hitting up my friends. I was like, please come. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you think it's a question I would ask? Do you think you could get 12 people in a room? Like that is how many people our clients have when they're doing a 6-figure day. I mean,
Amazing.
it's so any perceived limitation is just a story in your mind.
Wow. 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 It's a false story, I'll say, right? When it comes to perceiving that we can't do it, that it's going to be difficult, it's going to be hard.
Yep.
It's all just a
What will I
story in our
sell?
mind that we have to delete it.
Yep. 100%. Like you could find somebody else's program and sell it at your thing, get an affiliate. Like you could I mean, there's so many things, Daniel. Like you could get a guest speaker
Wow.
and they could fill the room for you. Like there's so many
Wow.
cool ideas there are to crush 6 and 7-figure days. Like the other
Love
day
it.
when we did our $1 million day, Daniel, we were like, what have we been doing with our whole lives? Like not to like what have we been focusing on other than trying to do $1 million a day? I don't know. I don't know what I've been doing for my whole life. I'm 42. I don't know. I'm just letting you know,
Wow.
like it's easier than you think it is, and it can happen faster than you think it can.
Yeah, this reminds me of what a quote that you said as well in one of your videos. You said that it's faster to earn more money in a
Yeah.
shorter period of time. Could you finish that, please, for me?
Yes, I learned that from my mentor Myron. He said that it's faster to earn more money in a shorter amount of time than it is to earn a lot of money over a longer period of time.
Mm.
it's so reversed, right, to what we think of, Daniel. Like we think it's so hard. I don't know about you guys, but when I was trying to figure this out, I thought everything was so hard. Where am I going to find the traffic? How will I make the offer? How will I not get nervous when I'm speaking? Like there's so many things, but it's like you can learn while you earn. While you're learning, you can be earning. And that's so I just hope that encourages somebody, because even if you're bad at speaking, even if you're bad at making an offer, I guarantee you'll make some sales. Like, so it's more, I think, Daniel, about getting in the game. Like getting in the game, in the game of, many people don't know, Daniel, that high ticket sales and speaking, when you combine those, that is the fastest path to cash. High ticket sales and speaking. So speaking one to many and then selling the high ticket thing. This literally is the shortcut. It is a shortcut. Why? Because there isn't a problem cash can't solve. So if you have a cash infusion, and I know I'm getting strong up in here, but if you have a cash infusion,
I love it.
If you have a cash infusion and you knock that down first, wouldn't you agree that hiring problems or scaling problems or paying for ads or paying for traffic, that can all get solved? You just need one start with one 6-figure day. That's how you get going. Okay, Daniel, back to you in the studio.
Boom. That's all I can say. Boom.
Somebody say cash infusion. That's what it's about.
Yeah, throw it in there, the comments, cash infusion. Here we go.
The more you write it.
I love it. Yeah, amen to that. Definitely. So I just want to say thank you so much, Eileen, for coming on today. And I know that you have an awesome link to share with us for those who want to join the challenge, the 5-day challenge that you have. Could you share more about AccelerateMyRevenue.com, please, for us?
Accelerate My Revenue. If you are looking to do 6- and 7-figure days with virtual events, if you're looking to learn the skills of high ticket sales and speaking, and you're not just in it for the money, but you're in it for the impact, we can let you know that events are the best way to transform lives. So you can discover more at AccelerateMyRevenue.com. We have some free trainings coming up in December. Sometimes we do a challenge. Sometimes we do a 4-hour masterclass. You can check it out there, AccelerateMyRevenue.com. We'd love to have you a part. It feels like family when you're in there. Encourage you to upgrade to VIP. We get to spend a whole lot more time, and we can answer your specific questions. So look forward to seeing you guys there.
Wow, so awesome. Thank you so much, Eileen. And then before you go, one last final one. What is one quote that you love so much that you could leave with our audience today before you go?
Ooh, C.S. Lewis said, "We don't often need to be taught. We just need to be reminded." And so I would love to remind you today that your voice matters. People out there need what you alone have to offer. So don't waste time and do it now.
Wow, that's just beautiful. That really goes deep into my heart. Thank you so much, Eileen, for today. I really, really, really appreciate your time, because you have showed us how you discovered your voice, and you have showed us that virtual event really works. And cash flow infusion is the thing.
There you go, Daniel. Preach it. Preach it, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Daniel here again, and I just want to thank you for watching this video. And like I promised, I would like to give you an awesome gift. But before that, did you know the fastest way to reach the next level in your online business is not by cracking your head for ideas, going live every day on social media and all that? The fastest way we discovered is by interviewing experts that are in the niche that you're in. What I mean by that? Have you heard of this phrase where your network is your net worth? I'm sure you did, but if you have not, hear me out for a second. The real question is, how do we connect with these elite entrepreneurs and marketers? It took me a while to understand this, but with a lot of researching and studying, I finally discovered that most of them have this one pattern in common. Most of them started their entrepreneurship journey by asking or interviewing experts before they became one. And that's why having an interview show is so powerful. It does not only connect you with these experts, but it also builds your authority, trust, and credibility with your audience. And they will be willing to buy your offer without hard selling. Amazing, right? So here is my awesome gift to you. If you're looking to connect with your dream experts with a powerful interview show, I have this special short training that will help you with all the strategies that you need to launch one. All you have to do is click the link in the description, and that will direct you to my free group where the free training is. Over there, you'll be able to connect with me and ask me any questions that you have, and also join me in live interview session that is ongoing every single month. You will be able to find other free trainings that are in there that will help you in your entrepreneurship journey as well. Hope you enjoy it, and I can't wait to see you in there. Once again, thank you so much. Till the next one, I'm Daniel Das, signing out. Goodbye for now.